Chapter 1 Home Run. Olivia thumbed the corner of her paperback book while she leaned against the wall by the front door and waited for her parents to get ready. Her mother had won another sales award. As a result, her business had provided 4 tickets to the last baseball game of the summer. Olivia scanned the pictures on the opposite wall. The 9-year-old had walked by the family portraits in the entryway hundreds of times. The men in the older pictures bit down on a fancy pipe or held an old-fashioned pocket watch. One lady crossed her hands on top of a round jewelry box. Another woman flaunted a hand mirror. No one smiled in the black and white photos. Their muted tones conveyed a sense of sadness. In contrast, the vibrant colors and cheerful expressions in the more recent photos painted a picture of happiness and accomplishment. Knock, knock, knock. Olivia gripped her book as she flinched and turned toward the front door. She tiptoed up and peered through the peephole. Outside, a thick, dark cloud obstructed her view. The darkness on the front porch billowed in every direction.
"Is that the neighborhood kid?" Olivia's father called down from upstairs. "I told him to be early this time."
Olivia blinked hard, then stared through the peephole again. The cloud of shadows transformed into the silhouette of a person about her own height. A heartbeat later, the outline solidified into a young boy, Arthur. His messy hair perfectly matched his pitch-black eyes. He wore his usual gray t-shirt, maroon shorts, and dark blue sneakers. Olivia flung open the door so hard it banged into the doorstop.
"Hey, you!"
She smiled at the boy, then glanced at the exterior of the front door.
"Thank goodness they invited you."
The boy jerked his neck and flipped a lock of jet-black hair out of his eyes. "Hey." She'd known Arthur since she could remember. They attended the same school and sat through the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grades together.
"Glad you could make it."
Olivia's father brushed by the children.
"Everyone set? Let's load up."
The sound of the crowd inside the packed stadium droned on as the scoreless game crawled into the bottom of the 9th inning. The home base umpire brushed off home plate. A faint glimmer of light flashed between broomstrokes, then winked out again. Olivia squirmed forward in her folding stadium seat and squinted to get a better look, but a player stepped into the batter's box and blocked her view. The batter tapped his cleat with the end of the bat, jammed his front foot into the dirt, and lifted his arms to swing. He swung at a high pitch and missed. Spectators all around the stadium gasped in unison. The batter watched a fastball whiz by, then kicked some dirt over home plate as the crowd groaned. Once again, the umpire swept the base. The light flashed again.
"Did you see that?"
Olivia stared, forcing herself not to blink. The 3rd pitch came in low, but the player connected with a solid hit. The ball soared deep into center field and sailed over the wall. Everyone in the crowd jumped to their feet and cheered. The batter tipped his helmet to the fans, then trotted around the diamond. His teammates rushed up and tackled him after he stomped on the base. Olivia jumped to her feet with the rest of the fans, then stood on her chair. Fans clapped and whistled for the home team long after the players headed to the dugout. After several long minutes, the spectators gathered their belongings and made their way to the exits. The light at home base flashed again, much brighter this time. Sparks exploded from the light and grew larger. The radiance expanded past both batters' boxes and swirled around home base.
"Wait!"
Olivia raised her hand, frozen in a stare. She moved from side to side, attempting to see past the people in front of her.
"What is it, dear?"
her mother asked. The light storm emitted a feeling. It beckoned Olivia to come closer. Olivia's eyes widened as she pointed.
"The light! Don't you see it?"
She glanced at her parents to make sure they were looking in the right direction.
"I see a bunch of stadium lights around the field."
Her father shrugged.
"We need to get home. You don't want to be tired on your first day of school, do you?"
Arthur turned away from the light and rubbed the side of his forehead.
"No,"
Olivia said.
"Look at home plate."
"It's time to go, dear," her mother said. An unknown voice whispered in the wind.
Olivia,